Hello, welcome back to Planet Zoo. It's finally happening. I'm starting on my first animal habitat. It's obviously not going to be like a normal habitat, but yeah, it's supposed to be some kind of place that my animals can roam. I'm gonna hide as much as possible, so it's not gonna look like an actual habitat. So yeah, first of all, I have to say I struggled a lot to fix the issue that I had, and let me explain. So I first wanted to have like baths for guests and stuff, but yeah, that probably won't happen anymore because of the way my habitats must be. So I have to hide all walls and I have to use a terrain um, difference in terrain height and stuff to make like the actual borders because as you can see I only use the invisible walls, so I have to make my own, yeah, terrain divider, if you will. And yeah, I first started to place the when I'm done with all the scenery around it, yeah, they just I don't know what the problem is, but they just enter the habitat, they turn around and they do nothing. So I cannot give my animals any food. So I just removed all those drink stations and food stations. And because it's a sandbox, because of that, yeah, the animals cannot die. So well, I had to change the check mark in the settings, in the game settings, to don't let animals die, to don't let them reproduce and stuff. So I have all those features disabled. And now in this habitat at least, I don't have any animals that are happy basically. So yeah, it's a bit stupid, but it's the way it's gonna be, I guess. And yeah, I may have been gone overboard with the rocks. Yeah, I may have placed the door in a bad position to begin with, but yeah, it's what it is. I only noticed that it's not working after I completed this episode of this recording. I mean, so yeah, I tried to change the door backwards, more inside the cave, and then have the rocks more to the side. But yeah, it didn't work at all. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it as it is for now, and then hopefully it's gonna be fixed. But I don't think actually it is an issue because yeah, I have so much scenery pieces in here, so much foliage and rocks. I think the rocks just are too close to each other to let anything through. Even the animals get stuck sometimes on it. So, and the boxes that are delivered inside the habitats, yeah, they're always stuck inside of the rocks. So I always have to click them manually open. So that's yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but that's the first thing I wanted to mention here. And let me now talk a bit about actually what I'm building here. So I just started on the trees. So I started with before with the rocks I covered the whole habitat with rocks. The most of the rock work you can see around the door, but yeah, as I said earlier, that made a couple of issues. And after that, I started with the trees, and I'm also planning to have a lot of mountains in the back with all covered with trees, as you can see in those nice Canadian or Alaska landscapes, that you have those nice mountains covered with trees. I want to do that also in the background, so I'm indeed also gonna have to place all the trees manually, because they all have to, the height of the tree is gonna be relative to the terrain, of course. So, but I don't mind doing that. I like placing everything one by one and having then the better result. So yeah, that's what I enjoy the most, having the result as good as it can be. Here, yeah, I'm still placing more rocks, and as you can see, there are a couple of wolves in my habitats. Yeah, mostly they are just standing still because they are getting stuck, or yeah, I don't know why. They don't run along that much, probably because of the many foliage and rock in my habitats. But I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't seen the wolves moving around in normal habitats. But yeah, I guess it's gonna be what it is. And I also enjoyed. I also like the long grass. But here you can see I use the train texture to place like a darker texture around rocks, so that there is no long grass texture coming through the rocks itself, because that's obviously weird. I don't want that, so I paint the darker texture under the rocks and beside the rock, and then in between where there is like green, I try painting small patches of the long grass, and that really brings out the contrast more, I think. And here, the last phase, um, I started on the several foliage pieces to fill in between the trees. I don't really want many empty places in my habitat, especially this side. It's like the side of the mountain, so I want to cover as much as I can. Also between the rocks, some of the I'm not sure how it's called, the moss pieces or something like that. I don't think it's the moss, but it's something like that. Those green flat items. It's nice to have those between the several plates of the flat rocks, and also the nettle plants. Having them in several nooks and crannies of the rocks, I think that's makes it that little bit extra realistic, I think. Yeah. And yeah, I guess that's basically it for now. There's a couple of adding details, adding a little bit of green bushes and stuff. So after this episode, I'm starting on, well, as I said in last video, the road. I made a lot of progress now, so I'm gonna make a video out of it now. So it's gonna be the road next to this habitat. I have like the electricity poles, like the right. You can see it in the background because as I said before, I done it between the existing videos I done now. So it's now gonna be like a collection of those tiny building parts, and I think it looks nice. So already, thanks a lot for watching. Let me know what you think. How this is looking. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more. I will leave you with a couple of cinematics at the end. And I will see you in the next video then.